everyone, this is Whitebox here for another game of Spirit Island. This is going to be another two-handed solo game, and this time I'm going to be taking on two spirits I haven't played in a while on my channel. So I'm going to be doing Stone's Unyielding Defiance, as well as Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds. And with Keeper, I've played him a decent amount on the digital version recently. One of the few spirits that I have all 4 adversaries beaten at level 6 there. So I'm trying to take on another adversary, see if I can get Keeper a 5th level 6 win. And this is going to be against the Habsburg Monarchy, their livestock colony. So I'm going to go through just a quick explanation about each of these spirits and this adversary. So if you're watching and you're familiar with all of this, feel free to skip ahead a little bit. I'm going to be playing, as I said, the Habsburg Monarchy. They have an additional loss condition here called Irreparable Damage. Track how many blight come off the blight card during ravages that do 8+ damage to the land. And that wording is important, as I'll explain later. If that number ever exceeds the number of players, the invaders win. So I can't let them do 8+ damage ravages where the blight comes off the blight card more than 3 times, or more than twice actually. Ever exceeds players, yeah. So that's just, can't let it happen more than twice. And then their escalation is Seek Prime Territory. So after exploring on each board with 4 or fewer blight, add 1 town to a land without blight or towns. And on each board with 2 or fewer blight, do the same. Do so again. So that's one thing, that's their escalation. So one strategy against Habsburg is to let some early blight go through to try to tamp down that escalation. And we'll see if I can do that. Next up is their level 1 effect, which is Migratory Herders. After the normal build step in each land matching a build card, you gather 1 town from a land not matching a build card in board land order. So their towns are actually going to migrate around the map, which is cool and frustrating and difficult. If you watch my game against Habsburg 4 with Volcano and Finder, I had trouble dealing with that. We'll see if I can do a little bit better with these 2 spirits. Level 2 is more rural than urban. During setup on each board, add 1 town to land 2, which I've done, and to the highest numbered land without setup symbols, which I have also done. During play, when invaders would build 1 city in an inland land, they instead build 2 towns. Fast spread, when making the invader deck, remove 1 additional stage 1 card, which I've done. Herds thrive in verdant lands is the level 4 ability. So towns in lands without blight are durable. They have +2 health, and destroy town effects instead deal 2 damage to towns only, per town that they could destroy. If it's something that says destroy all towns, that works normally. So if it's the Jungle Hungers, still a pretty good card against Habsburg. Level 5 is Wave of Immigration. Before the initial Explorer, put the Habsburg Reminder card under the top 5 invader cards. And when revealed on each board, add 1 city to a coastal land without cities, and 1 town to the 3 inland lands with the fewest blight. And then finally, the level 6 ability. I've never played level 6 Habsburg, so we'll see how this goes. It is called Far-Flung Herds, and ravages do +2 damage total if any adjacent lands have towns. This does not cause lands without invaders to ravage. So that's going to be tricky. And for this matchup, I'm going to be playing Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds. Keeper, I've played a decent amount on digital recently. Very strong spirit. I feel like on paper this is probably its worst adversary. Most difficult adversary, I should say. But I haven't done this matchup before, so I'm going to see how that goes. As Keeper, I'm going to be trying to kind of set up a territory in the middle of the island here that the invaders do not go to. And I'll turn this music off soon. Okay, Google, music off. It's good songs, but I don't want my channel to get banned for copyright infringement. Okay, where did this just go away? There we go. Okay, I forgot that I neglected to do the few cards. So it's 5, 6, 3. That's 6 is gonna be tricky. Okay. And pairing with Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds, I'm going to be using Stone's Unyielding Defiance. Stone is a spirit that I haven't played recently on this channel. I think I've only got 1 match with him. And Stone, very powerful. Considered one of the spirits from Jagged Earth. I don't have much experience with Stone. I've only played him total, I think, twice. But I know that stone is supposed to be very, very good against Habsburg, basically invalidating their special loss condition. So I figured if Keeper has a bad matchup against Habsburg, I can use stone to try to help him out. Otherwise, these two spirits probably don't have a lot of synergy, aside from the fact that they're both pretty strong. They both have great presence tracks. So, yeah, I think I'm all set. I'm going to go ahead and flip the initial Explorer. It is Sands. And then I'll be good to get started. I think Habsburg is the adversary that I have the second least experience against. Only Russia I've played fewer times than Habsburg. And higher levels, they're the only adversary that I have not beaten at level 5 or higher. So that's going to be tricky. I'm doing level 6, ramping it up all the way, but figured I'd give it a shot. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. With Keeper, your growth first couple turns is pretty set in stone. I'm going to gain a power card, gaining a minor first turn. My options here are Portents of Disaster, Confounding Mists, Razor Sharp Undergrowth, and Infested Aquifers. So some interesting choices. Razor Sharp Undergrowth is neat. Can't use it in Bladed Lands though. But adding wilds is good. Defend 2, not really enough against Habsburg for them. Confounding Mist is decent. Whenever they push towns into a land, they can just have them get pushed immediately back out, which is neat. Portents of Disaster is good fear. Infested Aquifers is always neat. Not really sure which of these is best. I don't think any of them are amazing. So it might just be fodder for replacing for a major. So let me go ahead and I'll do Infested Aquifers. Razor Sharp Undergrowth, yeah, that 0 range, iffy. I'll just do Infested Aquifers. And then second growth option with Keeper, I'm going to use these red tokens to mark these. Gets me an energy, and I get to place a presence. I'm going to go from top track and just put it down where my presence already is, because that's my only option. And then I have one card play, and I'll go ahead and do Boon of Growing Power. So pretty standard Keeper first turn. It gives me the first 2 levels of my my right innate Spreading Wilds, so I'll be able to kind of expand out next turn and get a double growth next turn. Pretty standard for Keeper. For Stone, like I said, I have not played Stone in a long time, so I'm not really sure where to go with this. I'm already in this land, which is good, because I'll be able to just kind of let them blight, and that's fine. So I probably want to get over to this land so that I can stop them from adding blight from the blight card next turn. And the reason that I'm doing that, if you're not familiar with Stone's special rule, they have Bestow the Endurance of Bedrock. When blight is added to one of your lands, unless the blight then outnumbers your presence, it does not cascade or destroy presence. And you can also use Hold the Island Fast with a Bulwark of Will. It's just costs 2 Earth, which it's easy to get. Whenever blight is added to one of your lands, you may pay 2 energy per blight to take it from the box instead of from the blight card, which is going to kind of invalidate Habsburg's special rule, special loss condition. So that's going to be really important. And I'm not sure if I want to go bottom track Earth, bottom track Stone, or top track. Bottom track seems like it's probably pretty good against Habsburg. But top track, probably more fun. You get to do more things. Let's see, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Earth on a bottom track. And any element. That's what happened inside. I'm probably going to do the 2 presence, 3 energy. I don't think I need a power card yet. just do bottom track Earth. It'll give me less to think about. I've never done bottom track Earth before, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to go over there. It gets me 3 energy. And then I get 2 energy per turn from growth. I have 1 card equipped. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out what to play. So let's see. With Earth, I probably want to start getting some bad lands down. Don't have a Sacred Site, so I can't use Scarred and Stony Land, but I don't need to. I probably just Jagged Shards push up from the Earth is best, so I can start getting some bad lands down. And it's a slow power, so I can decide where to use that next. So let's do that. And I'll save up energy. So Jagged Shards push up from the Earth. Okay, then I go into, I have no fast power, so I skip the fast power phase. I do get 2 more energy from Keeper, and I'll pay 1 on Boon of Growing Power. I'll flip an event just for timing, and then go into the Invader phase. So they're going to go ahead and build in Sands. They'll build 2 towns here, thanks to their special rule. 1 town here, 1 town here, and nothing here. Alright, and then they go ahead and will migrate. So after the build, they're going to go ahead and gather 1 town from a land not matching a build card in board land order. So board C is first land order, so it's town or land 2 that's going to be first. It has nothing to gather, so that's fine. And then this one here, we'll go ahead and gather from, let's gather from the corner. Okay, then I go to board E. This one, we'll go ahead and gather, let's see. I can stack this one up. I think that's okay with Stones Unyielding Defiance, so I'll do that one and let that gather in there. Because they'll do more damage, but it's totally fine. I can deal with that. Okay, so I'm going to be giving up some Ravages. It's all fine. And then they will explore into mountains. That's fine. I'm okay with that situation. Okay, now I go to slow powers. So I have Jagged Shards push up from the Earth. I can add a Badlands at a range of 1 and push up to 2 Dahan. So let's do that. I'll go ahead. Let's see, I don't really want them. Well, I could push them in there, do Stubborn Solidarity. Yeah, that's probably okay. So let's go in. Well, let's see, does the Blight get added before or after Dahan Fight Back? I guess the Dahan would fight back after Blight gets added, so that's okay. So let's go ahead and use Jagged Shards push up from the Earth here, and I'll push these 2 Dahan into land 6. And then with Keeper, I have Boon of Growing Power. I'll go ahead and target Stone's Unyielding Defiance. I think. Yeah, it's probably okay. So target spirit gains a power card. I could gain a major right away. It's probably worth it. Yeah, and I don't think I really need Scarred and Stony Land. It's a little expensive for what it does. So let's gain a major with Earth. If I get a good one, I'll probably forget Scarred and Stony Land. So my options here for Earth, I'll do them right over here. I've got Smothering Infestation, Vengeance of the Dead, Settle into Hunting Grounds, and Sleep and Never Waken. Interesting choices. Only one with Earth, and that's Sleep and Never Waken, which is 2 range from Sands. I have 2 Resonance in Sands, so that's okay. 1 fear per 2 town this power removes. Remove up to 2 explorers. It's not great, although I can skip all actions, which is good. Action skips are always nice. And I probably won't ever be able to get the kicker, but that's fine. Yeah, and that's the only one with Earth. I really want Earth, so I guess I'll take that one. And I'll forget Scarred and Stony Land. It's not bad, but I'm going to be spreading my presence out, so I probably won't have sacred sites for a while. And it's a little expensive, so I think we'll see if that's good. I don't know. Maybe if anybody who's watching this who's a big stone fan, maybe that's the wrong choice, but I'll deal with it. Okay, so I got that. I don't have to use that just yet. Let's go ahead and actions, and it still kind of rotates stuff in. It's not a great card really for this matchup, but I don't know. It's fine. Action skips are good. Okay, so that's that. I gain an energy for that as well, because that was a different spirit. Then I'll go ahead and discard and move into turn 2. So turn 2 for Keeper. Oh wait, sorry, I have Spreading Wilds here. So Spreading Wilds, I'm going to go ahead and use that. I could use it on the Badlands land, but I don't think I want to for reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and, with my 2-Sun, I'll target this land here. Push this guy, push him there, I guess. Or I could just stop the build, maybe that's better. Yeah, I'll have to deal with that because that's going to get 2 towns and rotate in, so I'll see what I can do with that. Okay, so that's fine. Get that back, or get that discarded. Alright, reset my growth options. And first growth option here is going to be add a presence at a range of 3 into a land with wilds, which is right there. Gets me an energy. And then I will pay those 3 energy. Add another presence into that same land, land number 7. And I can also gain a power card with that. So I'm going to be doing bottom track Keeper, so I'll get a minor power. And that will hopefully let me afford. Ooh, the Isolate's going to be good, I think. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. Okay. So let's do Mesmerize Tranquility. Isolate's pretty good against Habsburg. And yeah, that's that. So with Keeper, I'm going to get 4 energy and 2 card plays. With Stone, I'm going to keep going bottom track. Let's go. Let's see. I can deal with Ravages, but I don't have infinite energy, so I can't deal with all of them. That's okay. Actually, I probably could. Okay. Let's see, I can add this at 2 range. Let's go ahead and do it here. Okay. I'm doing growth 2 again, so I will get 3 energy. And I think I wanted to play Stubborn Solidarity. I think that's still fine. Stubborn Solidarity. And with Keeper, let's see what I'm going to do. I've got Sacrosanct Wilderness, but I can't kill that because it's durable. So unfortunately, that's a problem. I do have Towering Wrath, but they're going to build 2 extra towns there. So that's going to be difficult for me to deal with. I can stop them from migrating an extra town in. If I could save up to do another double grow next turn so I can get 3 card plays, that's probably ideal. So I have, what, 4 energy? So if I play Sacrosanct Wilderness and Mesmerized Tranquility, I'll be able to do a double growth next turn. To get to 3 card plays, which will be pretty good. Alright. So growth 3, growth 4, growth 2, I'm good for fast powers. Oh, I do get energy from my tracks for Earth. I'm just rolling in energy so far, which is good. Let's see, yeah, 6, 7, 8, yep, that's good. Alright, something fast powers now. I'm going to use Stubborn Solidarity on this land here. So Dahan in that land cannot be changed. It does defend 2 per Dahan. I don't love that. I'd rather... Oh no, it's fine, yeah. Defend 1 per Dahan. Dahan in that land cannot be changed, so that's good. Right now I have 3 Earth. I'm going to use Hold the Island Fast with a Bulwark of Will on myself, so I can pay 2 energy to have Blight added to lands taken from the box rather than from the card. And then I'm also going to use Let Them Break Themselves Against the Stone, and I'll go ahead and use that in land 6 as well, so same as Stubborn Solidarity. So after invaders deal 1 or more damage to the target land, I deal 2 damage. So that'll clear out a couple of those towns. And then with Keeper, I'm going to go ahead and use Mesmerized Tranquility onto this land here to isolate it. And I'll use Sacrosanct Wilderness. Let's see, I don't think I have any of my innates. No, I don't, so probably just use it to push some Dahan and add a wild. So let's save that Dahan. I'll push him out and add a wilds in there. Okay. All right. Then I'm going for an event. First event of the game. So smaller ports spring up on each board with exactly 1 coastal city, which is both. Add 1 town to a coastal land without cities. Okay. Don't love that, but it's okay. I can stack them up in here. That's fine. And I can't stack up in there. I'll have to do that. Okay. Stricken. In lands with disease or strife, invaders do skip ravage actions. And then settlers encroach too far. On each board, choose a land with towns and Dahan. Push one town per 2 Dahan there. Okay. I don't want to push those out. So I'm going to choose this land. There's only 1 Dahan, so I can't push anything out. I'll choose this land as well and push this guy into there. Alright. Then I go to the Ravage. So they're going to Ravage up here. I'm going to pay 2 energy to take that Blight from the box. They're going to Ravage here, doing 7 damage, but I'm going to pay 2 energy to have that Blight taken from the box. There's going to be a theme in this game. And this is why Stone is very, very good against the Habsburg Monarchy. This is an expensive turn. I'm spending 6 energy to do this, but I think it'll be worth it. So did that. Dahan in that land cannot be changed because of Stubborn Solidarity, so they're going to fight back, doing 4 damage. and those towns are no longer durable because there is a blight there. And I also use Let Them Break Themselves Against the Stone, so after invaders deal 1 or more damage to target land, I do 2 damage. So that killed 3 towns, which gets me 3 fear. Alright, then they're going to ravage this land. I'll pay another 2 energy. Fortunately, that's going to get cheaper next turn. It'll be 1 instead of 2 per land that I do this. This is a lot of energy, but that will go in there from the box. And then this one's going to blight as well. They're doing some amount of damage there. They're doing 4, 5, 6 damage, so not enough. This one is going to come from the card, but not enough to proc the additional loss condition. So I allowed 4 ravages to go through, but only 1 blight came from the blighted island card, or my healthy island card right now. So pretty good. I'll take that as a win. So that was the ravage, and then they're going to build in mountains. So let's see, they're going to go ahead and build a couple of towns back. Oh, town there, lose that. And they'll build 2 towns up here, which I don't love. That's going to be hard to deal with, but that's okay. Might have to get one of Stone's presences up in that mountain, but that's alright. Okay, so that's still isolated. So now they're going to go ahead and do their afterbuild. So they'll go ahead and migrate. So board land order, land C is first. It'll pull one of these towns over here. I could have it pull that town, but I think... actually, let me do that. So I'm going to pull this town out of there instead. Okay, then this land up here is isolated, so it's not going to pull one. This land here has to pull from there, as does this one. Alright. And then explore in mountains. Okay. So that's alright, actually. I'll just get Stone's presence built up in mountains, and I should be able to deal with that okay. They do have the escalation. Each board has 3 blight. So after exploring on each board with 4 or fewer blight, add 1 town to a land without towns or blight. So let me go ahead and throw that in there, and I'll throw that one in there. Actually, we'll just keep them on the coasts. Okay. Alright, then I go to slow powers. I have Spreading Wilds. So I can go ahead and add more wilds tokens, and I can push out an explorer to do this. There's not a lot of places I can do it effectively. So I'll do it over here and start working towards that board. Okay, then I go ahead and discard cards. And go back to growth. So Keeper, same thing as last time. I'm going to do a double growth this turn. So I'll do, oops, not that. I'll do growth 3, which gets me an energy. And I can add a presence to a land of wilds. And then I'll do pay those 3 energy to do growth 4. Unlocking 3 card place. And I'll do another Sacred Site up there. I get a power card for that, and I think I'm going to stick with Miners for now. I'll probably get a major at some point with Keeper here, but for the time being, I'm going to stick with Miners. So I have Disorienting Landscape, Haunted by Primal Memories, Sucking Ooze is probably good, and Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark. I like both of those. Defend 4, push up to 1 blight. That's not bad. The push blight is actually really good against Habsburg. I like that a lot. And if I have 2 sun, which I always do, it gets 1 fear. Sucking Ooze also really good. But I think I'm going to go Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark. Alright. And then with stones, Unyielding Defiance, I'm going to be going for kind of a similar play. Add a presence at 2 range and gain 3 energy, I think. And I'll get the Reclaim 1, so I'll be set. I won't have to worry about having to reclaim cards anytime soon. So yeah, let's do that. Let's see, I'll have 6 energy, so I could probably gain a power card instead. But I think I want to do this. And I can skip actions in certain lands, but I might save that. Let's see, there aren't any lands where I'm worried about them overdoing their damage yet. They are about to do double mountains, which is an issue, but it's an issue for a future turn. So let's go ahead and do that there. That way I can let that blight, which will make it much easier for Keeper to destroy those 3 towns. I was going to skip the actions there, but I don't think I need to. Then I'm going to use my... I'm going to get 3 energy for that. 2 energy per turn. And I'm going to reclaim... I guess Jagged Shards push up from the earth. I'm not going to use it just yet. Okay. And then with earth, I'm going to play Sleep and Never Waken. That's my 1 card play. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. And then with Keeper, I have 3 card plays now. 4 energy, which is not as much as I'd like. It's going to be tough to do Towering Wrath with just the 1 energy. Especially since I didn't pick any free cards, which I probably should have, but that's okay. And I don't have anything else with fire. Okay, tricky. Well, I can still hit Punish Those Who Trespass if I play Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark and Towering Wrath, so I think I might just do those. Kind of a waste to unlock the 3 card play, but I'm not backtracking on that because I'll get to the 5 and reclaim 1 faster. So let's play those 2 cards. That'll be all my energy. I'll have a reclaim next turn, which is fine. So I probably won't do any more double growths through the rest of the game. Doing it turns 2 and 3 is usually all you need. Okay. So that gives me a couple of my innates, which is great. And I think I'm good to go to the fast phase. So in the fast phase here, I'm going to use Sleep and Never Waken from Earth onto this land. It removes 2 explorers, which I get 1 fear for that. And it's going to skip all actions in that land, which is pretty nice. Then I'm going to go ahead and use... Let's see, that was fast. I've got Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark. It's defend 4, push up to 1 blight. And I do get a fear for it, regardless of where I target. Defend 4. Do I want to push a blight around, or do I want to actually use it for defense? I'm not really sure. I don't think I'm gonna get to a fear card yet, so unlikely I'll be able to stop that from ravaging since it's doing 6 damage. That's doing 7, that's doing 7, that's doing 4, but it's skipping all actions, so I don't need to worry about land 5 here. So I could just use it to push Blight around. I don't really want to, though. So let's go ahead and I'll just use it on this land. So that one's defended 4. And we'll see. Maybe I get something that removes an Explorer, and it'll stop that Blight from happening whatsoever. But I'll have it for pushing Blight next turn, which will be super useful. Okay, so fast powers. With my innates as well, I have 4 Earth now. So I'm going to use Hold the Island Fast with a Bulwark of Will. It costs 1 energy, so I can pay 1 energy for each Blight that I add from the box rather than the Blight card. Healthy Island card now. And in addition to that, I'm going to let them break themselves against the stones somewhere to range 0. So let's go ahead and do that. And I feel like this is the more dangerous land, so I'm going to do that in there. Not quite to 5. I'll have 5 Earth next turn, so that'll be where I really start ramping up in the damage I'm doing back. But I think that's the best place. Okay. So those are fast powers. Sleep and Never Waken, Favor the Sun. Yep, I'm good. So I go to an event. Alright, I'm in stage 2 now, so local diaspora, and the single land with the most invaders, I hate this one, push 1 explorer or town to each adjacent land. Okay. So the single land with the most invaders, I think there's a tie between 4. So I could do it in this land and stop that from blighting, actually, which is probably good, just to stop 1 extra one. If I let the 5th go through, it'll stop the escalation period from happening, but with the 2 mountains coming up back to back, I don't really want to have to deal with any extra lands than I have to. Well, maybe it's okay to let the if I let the Blight go through, then I don't get an escalation on this land. I will get an escalation on that land because I'm going down to 4. Okay. So I think I'll just make it easier to deal with this land next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and push this town in there, which is fine. Okay. Then I get Beast Prowl. Each beast generates 1 fear if invaders are present, moves to an adjacent land if not. So I get 1 fear for that. This one I'll move into that land. And then Forsake the Barren Land. On each board, push 2 Dahan from a land with Blight to a land without Blight. So that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and push these guys. Well, not a lot of places for it to go. I'll just push them in there. And then on that board, I might be able to defend that one next turn. Let's see. Yeah, push that guy in there. Okay. Still no fear card. Not quite there yet, so I'm going into the Ravage. So they are going to Ravage here. I could have stopped it, but I decided not to because I'm going to skip the escalation on this board, which is probably worth it. So add a Blight there from the island card. The Blight in this land is coming off the card, or coming off the box. That costs me 1 energy. And Keeper, or Stone, is keeping Keeper's presence safe. So it's all good. Same thing here. I'm going to spend 1 energy to get that Blight there. And then this one's skipping actions. Going into the build. So they're going to build in mountains. So let's get a town there. Skipping there. We'll get a city here. Which is potentially an issue. And they'll get A few more towns here. Getting a little hairy. I think I'll be alright. And then they're going to go ahead and migrate around. Oh, and I realized I've been forgetting about the far-flung herds, the extra damage from adjacent lands that have towns, but it hasn't mattered yet, as far as I know. I'll go back and check the tape, but I don't think that that's mattered so far. And I apologize if I'm wrong. Again, first time playing Habsburg 6, but I don't think that extra 2 damage has mattered yet. Okay. But I'll keep that in mind going forward. So with the migration, board land order, so this land first is going to migrate a town there, which is not great, but that's fine. Then I've got this land, which will migrate from here. This land will migrate from here, and then no migration is there. Or do I want to let that migrate? I don't think I do. Yeah. Okay. So take that back. And then I had let them break themselves against the stone, so invaders did damage there. So I do 2 back. And kill that for 1 fear. So I think that's it for the ravage action. Then I go to explore in wetlands. Okay. That's probably fine. And the escalation does happen on board E. And they'll get 1 extra town. And land without blight or towns. So, throw that over there. Which isn't great, but that's okay. Maybe I should have just let the extra blight happen, but that'll make it easier to deal with them next turn. Alright, now slow powers. Keeper has a couple. So I'm going to go ahead and use Towering Wrath onto this land here. So it's 2 fear. Gets me a fear card finally. And for each of my sacred sites in or adjacent target land, which is 2, I do 2 damage. So I can do 4 damage and destroy 2 towns there. 2 more fear. And then I also have punished those who trespass, so I can do an additional 2 damage. It's pretty good. And destroy yet another town. Alright, and then I discard cards and go back to growth. Okay, so I'm going to get the earth and any element now, which is pretty good. That's going to come close to that. So let's reset these and figure out what I want to do. So these mountains, potentially an issue. So because of the escalation effect on Habsburg, they actually will be doing 8 damage in this land, which I don't want. Definitely don't want. So I need to add another presence, but where do I want to do it? And I can skip that there. So that's fine. Yeah, one of these is going to be a problem. Actually, multiple. So they'll be doing 6 damage there. Well, I can remove adjacency there. So no, that one's fine. So let's see. Do I want to go into land 2 or land 5 over on board E? I think I can maybe do something with Keeper in land number 5. So let's go. that. And of course, I'm not worrying about wetlands this turn, which is a problem, but none of them have towns in them already, which is nice. So not as worried, more worried about stopping these escalations. So I will get a sacred site over in that land too. This was, yet again, maybe I need to go for a major. I don't think so. I can get one from Keeper potentially, so I'll just keep up with the energy. 2 energy per turn. I will reclaim Sleep and Never Waken, and that's going to be my play again. 3. And then with Keeper, I'm going to reclaim, which gets me 1 energy. And I'd like to add another presence, so I think I will. Yeah, I don't need a power card just yet, so I'll add a presence in there. Gets me an energy. I get 4 energy from the tracks. And now I have 4 card plays, which is great. So for my 4 card plays, I think I want to remove that blight. I think I do. Yeah, it's in the slow phase. So I'm going to regrow from roots with 1 card play. Mesmerize Tranquility with another. Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark. And Towering Wrath. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. So that gives me some good innates, gives me isolate. Okay. Alright, so that's that. Keeper, let me pay for those cards. Expensive, but Keeper can afford it. And that gives me some good innates. Does not give me 2nd level Punish Those Who Trespass, unfortunately. I don't have anything else with fire, weirdly enough. But it does give me extra range with Spreading Wilds, which is good. Did I use Spreading Wilds last turn? I think I did. I don't remember, but too late to change it now. I don't remember what my cards were. Okay, so let's go to stone. I already did that. I have an any element, which will probably be, let's see, how many earth do I have? I have 4, 5 earth. Yeah, I don't have enough to hit any. So I'll hold on to the any element just in case we hit an event that requires costs. It'll be more useful next turn when I get to 2 card plays. Okay, I have a fear card this turn. Might get a second. Oh, I'm good. Ready for fast powers. So I'm going to go ahead and use Sleep and Never Waken in this land here. Invaders skip all actions in that land. I remove 2 explorers. And I get a fear from that. Then I'm going to use Hold the Island Fast with a Bulwark of Will on myself. And let them break themselves against the stone. I have the 2nd level now, which is really good. And I'm going to use that in this land here. Then I have Keeper. Keeper has a couple cards. I'm going to go ahead and isolate land 7. I could isolate land 6 instead. No, I wanna isolate 7. I think that's better. I can stop an extra one from coming in. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so isolating land 7. Then I'm going to go ahead and use Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark on 7. Gets me a fear because I have 2 sun. It's defend 4, so that land's going to be defended 4. And I don't want to push the Blight out because I want to be able to kill stuff. Well, I could push it out to the wetlands. No, it's fine. Okay, leave that there. Then, yeah, those are my only 5 powers. Okay, so I go to an event. My event is Wounded Lands Attract Explorers. On each board, add 1 explorer to a land with Blight, which there are a lot. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll just do it in here because that one doesn't matter. And this one doesn't matter either because they're skipping actions. Beast Chase off Homesteaders. Push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beasts. Cool. So let's push that town in here to stack up the damage that they're doing, which will let me do even more back to them. And then on the other board, I don't have one on the other board, so. And then Raiding and Retaliation. In each land with towns and cities, 1 damage per Dahan. Oh, this one's the big one. Okay. Wait, what? In each land with towns and cities. Oh, interesting. Okay. 1 damage per Dahan, then each surviving town and city deals 1 damage per Dahan. Okay. So they'll do 2 damage here, which is good. That's going to save a loss condition for me. And then they'll each do 2 damage back, so it'll kill 1 of those Dahan. It's sad, but okay. It's just lands with towns and cities, so nothing there. Here, I do get a 2nd fear card, which is cool, out of that event. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. I guess I could have kept the town in there. Yeah, let's do that, because you can see the whole event card. So instead of pushing that town, I'm going to push the Explorer. And then the Dahan can do damage to that town. Well, no, because no Blight in that land, so not enough to kill it. Here they did 4 damage, so that was still enough to kill that town. Actually here, they wouldn't have killed that town either, because those towns have 4 health, so never mind. Okay. Alright, 2 fear cards, still in Terror level 1. First one here is going to be Tread Carefully. Each player may choose a land with Dahan, or adjacent to at least 5 Dahan. Invaders do not ravage there this turn. Good, this one. I'll do that one, don't want them to ravage there. And everywhere else I do want them to ravage, so I'm not going to do a different one. That's really good. Too Many Monsters. And actually this is technically Injured 1. Too Many Monsters. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land with beasts. Cool. And then I go into the Ravage. So right here, they are, well, I'm paying an energy to take that from the box rather than the Healthy Island card. So I've got 2 Blight there, which is fine. It's not going to cascade. And then I'm going to do damage back to them with let them break themselves against the stone. So in this land, they're doing 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and then their adjacent towns, so they're doing 12 damage there, which means I'm doing 6 damage back to them plus 2 for the first level. So I'm doing 8 damage back to them. So this is 3, 5, 7, 8, and that's 4 fear. Pretty good. Take off my marker there. Skipping this Ravage. Skipping this Ravage. And this one, it's defended 4. It's isolated, so they don't get the bonus 2 damage because there are no adjacent lands there. And actually they're doing -1 damage each, so there's no damage happening there, so that's fine. So that was the Ravage. And then I go to the build. So they're going to go ahead and build a bunch of towns, which is okay. build a town there. Oop, there should be a guy still there. Alright, and then migrations happen. This one's isolated, so no migrations from there. I'll pull this guy here. And then there's nothing to migrate to land 8. This one, it's going to be land 4 first. So let's migrate this guy in, and then there's nothing to pull into land 8. You can game it a little bit with Habsburg. It's a little weird. Alright. And then explore into jungle. And they're going to get their kind of wave of immigration as well. So they explore in the jungle with escalation. But the escalation doesn't matter because there are at least 5 blight on each board. So don't have to worry about that. Oh, wait, no explorers in there. Alright, no escalation, and then they do get their wave of immigration, so I'm hitting that. So, when revealed on each board, add 1 city to a coastal land without cities. There's only this one here, which is rough, but that's okay. And here, I'll keep stacking them up in the mountain. And 3 towns to the inland lands with the fewest blight. So on this board, that will be here, here, and here. And on this board, here, here, and I think I can do it there. It's not great, but yeah, it's what I need to do, I think. Okay, so that was their wave of immigration. It's going to be tough. Alright. Then I go into slow powers. So I'm finally into slow powers. And I'm still pretty far away from terror level 2. So I got to start getting some destruction to figure out soon, which I think will be good for. So slow powers here. So I have a couple with Keeper. I'm going to go ahead and use Towering Wrath on this land to do 4 damage. Kill both those towns. And that gets me 2 fear, plus 2 for the card. So it's an extra fear. Fortunately, I couldn't empty it out, so that could be an issue. Well, no, not necessarily. I can deal with it. Okay. Alright. Then I have Regrow from Roots, so I can remove a blight from a land with 2 or fewer blight, jungle or wetlands. Debating whether I want to do it from here so I can push that explorer out and just stop the ravage, or if I want to do it from here to make that easier to deal with. Tough choice. I think I'll do it from here. Then I'll use Spreading Wilds there. I can push this guy somewhere. Push him there. Actually, I'll push him into my land. And then I have Punish Those Who Trespass. So again, it's just 2 damage. So I'll use that again right here and kill that town. I still have a healthy island. We'll see how long that lasts, though. It's starting to look a little scary here with Habsburg stuff. So I'm going to reclaim, or not reclaim, I'm going to discard. I don't know why I always mix those up. And then move to a new turn. Turn 6, I think. 5 or 6. Okay. Alrighty. So let's see what I want to do. With stone, this land's an issue. I can probably skip their actions there, though, with Sleep and Never Waken, which has proved to be pretty good. So that would be alright. Just to stop the cascade. This does heal. So I have one fear card. Is it time to gain a major? Let's see, I'm gonna have 5, 6, 7 energy, 2 card plays. I want to be somewhere where one of the ravages is happening. That much is clear. Okay, let's use growth 3. I'm going to gain a major. And add a presence. Okay. Looks like I have a bunch of expensive majors. So Volcanic Eruption, Fire and Flood, a little too expensive. I'm not going top track, so that's going to be tough to actually pull off. So I'm more between the Wounded Wild turns on its assailants, which is probably fantastic this game, and Trees Radiate Celestial Brilliance. So the problem with Wounded Wild is it doesn't have an earth element. Just can't quite get there. And I'm probably not going to be able to hit the kicker for it. But adding 2 Badlands, gathering up to 2 beasts, yeah, it's pretty good. And Trees Radiate Celestial Brilliance is okay. It's not going to be easy for me to hit the kicker on that either. It does have Sun. We Fear Defense 6. Skip builds. Yeah, I don't love that. I'm going to get the Wounded Wild turns on its assailants. I'll forget. Let's see, I'm not going to have enough energy to do everything that I want to do this turn. Let's see. Plow Shatter on rocky grounds, probably okay. Problem is I'm not in any wetlands. Or jungles for that matter, so it's going to be tricky from here on out. We'll see if I can handle it. I think I do need to stop the Ravage in there, which I don't love that I have to do that. It's not going to get me any fear. I might just let the Cascade go. I think that's not the worst thing in the world. And see if I can stop the others from happening. That's probably the play. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to forget Sleep and Never Waken. It was good for me, but I don't need it anymore. I'm going to use my Reclaim 1 to get Stubborn Solidarity back. I'm going to add my 1 presence into this land here. And I get 2 energy. And I'll play the Wounded Wild turns on its assailants and Stubborn Solidarity. And I think I'll be able to clear out a bunch of stuff with Wounded Wild this turn. We'll see. That's the goal. There are enough lands with Blights that that's probably okay. So that's the play. I won't be able to get a kicker on that, but that's alright. I have 6 earth and a leaf, so I do have my full hold the island fast with a bulwark of will, and the second level of let them break themselves against the stone. I'll decide where to use that in just a second. Once I go with Keeper. I don't really want to reclaim, so I'm going to add a presence with growth 3. Gets me an energy. Where do I want to go? I'll go in here, get another sacred site. I think I might be able to do okay with this. Okay. And then I'm gonna gain a power card. Or do I want to just reclaim? Let's see. Reclaiming gives me extra energy. I'm just gonna reclaim, actually. I don't really love doing that, but I've got a plan, and I'm going to have 5 card plays, so I think it's okay. It's better than the 1 power card option, or gain power card option. And let's go with Towering Wrath, of course. Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark. Boon of Growing Power. Not any of the wetlands, and Mesmerized Tranquility doesn't really matter. Let's go Regrow from Roots. That's a lot of energy. Okay, and 1 more card play. Let's see. I've got Infested Aquifers I could do, or Mesmerized Tranquility. Mesmerized Tranquility is free, so let me keep that. I can isolate a land at 0 range. Okay. Still alright. Oh, I'll be able to isolate this land. Good. Yeah, that is the play. Okay. Alright, so I'm good with Keeper, good with Stone. I think I'm all set. So fast powers. I'm going to go ahead and isolate this land number 3 on board E, with Mesmerized Tranquility. I'm going to defend 4 here and push this blight into this land. And I got a fear for that. That was with Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark. Then I'm going to do nothing. Those are my fast powers with Keeper. And then with Stone's Unyielding Defiance, I'm going to use Stubborn Solidarity up here. It's defend 1 per Dahan, so it's defended 2, and Dahan and target land cannot be changed. So when they would be damaged, destroyed, removed, or replaced, removed, instead, don't. I'm going to target myself with Hold the Island Fast with a Bulwark of Will at its highest level, and I will target this land with Let Them Break Themselves against the Stones. And I don't have this isolate any longer. Okay, I'm good to go. So go into an event. Numinous Crisis. Ooh. The spiritual energy of the island weakens as life's connections grow ever more tattered. You may draw strength from it while you can. Remove 1 blight per player from the blight card. Then, if the blight card is not flipped yet, keep removing blight until it flips. Gain 3 energy per blight removed, divided as evenly as possible among all spirits. Or pour your strength into the island. Each spirit pays 3 energy, forgets 2 power cards, or returns 1 presence to their presence tracks. Add 1 blight per spirit to the blight card from the box. Now I have the highest level of Hold the Island Fast with a Bulwark of Will, which means that I can stop the event from destroying presence by paying energy. Oh, I don't have a lot of energy left, so I think I'm going to do Numinous Crisis. So I'm going to remove these 4 blight from the Healthy Island card, which gives each spirit 6 energy. It's going to be really good for Keeper especially. Yeah, Kristen's own Percy. Alright, and then I'll flip this card. And Promising Farmlands. Okay, not a great one. So let's add all the blight there. Okay. Immediately on each board, add 1 town. Hello there. Immediately on each board, add 1 town and 1 city to an inland land with no towns or cities. Okay. Let's do that there. That's a rough one, but that's okay. Plagues bring fear and death. 1 fear per board with disease. Nope. And Careful Defense. 1 Invader's Ravage if the land has to Han. Defend 2. Okay. Fear card. Angry Mobs. That's a good one. Still on tier level 1 though. Each player may replace 1 town with 2 explorers. 1 fear per player who does. Okay. Not sure the best place to do that. I mean, I will do it, but just trying to figure out the best place. My fear generation has been a little slow this game. 2 fear, but it should be alright. Okay. So now I go to the Ravage. And 1 Invader's Ravage if the land has to Han, defend 2. Okay. So this land's actually defended 4, but it doesn't matter because there's an adjacent town. They're doing 7 damage there. So that's going to come from the white card. But the Han can't die. And then they will fight back and kill both those towns. Which is good. Then they'll Ravage here. It was defended 4. Again, they're doing 6 damage there. So we got another blight from the blight card. Here, I can pay 1. I'm going to take a blight from the box. And then they're going to all die, I think. They're doing 7 damage there. So I return 3, 5, which is enough to kill everything. And that gets me another fear card. I'm 1 away from Terror level 2. I don't know that I'm going to win a fear victory this game. Hopefully I can just kill everything. But that was the Ravage. Next I'm going to go to a build in jungles. I'll build 2 towns there. This is isolated. I'll build 2 towns here. And 1 town there. Okay. Then their migration happens, board land order, so this will pull Town from there. This one. I'll have it pull from here. And this one's isolated, and this one has to pull from here. I guess it could pull from there, but I'll pull from there. So that's dangerous, but so far I haven't given up an additional loss condition, so. Alright, and then Exploring Sands, and Escalation doesn't matter, because I've got a lot of blight on the board. Okay, maybe I should have kept Sleep and Never Waken. That's alright. So that's that. And now I have slow powers. I have a couple. So first I'm going to go ahead and use Towering Wrath right here. I'm doing 6 damage. It's 2 fear as well. So I can kill 3 of those towns. Just 3 more fear. And then I'll use Forbidden Grounds, or excuse me, Punish Those Who Trespass there as well. I wonder if these guys should have gotten pushed out. I can't remember when I added those presents there. I think I should have pushed them out with Forbidden Ground, but it's too late now. I'll take that back. So another rule that I messed up this game, but apologies for that. So then I'll use Punish Those Who Trespass here as well, and kill that town. Couldn't kill them all, but that's fine. And then I get to use the Wounded Wild turns on its assailants. So where can I do the most damage with this? It's going to add 2 Badlands, gather up to 2 beasts, and then 1 damage per beast wilds. I don't think I can, yeah, I can't add a wilds there. That's okay. So I think probably the best thing to do is to kill one of the cities. 2 damage, which would be 5 damage. Okay. I think I'll use it in this coastal land here. Maybe up in that one instead. Yeah, let's do it here. So I'm adding 2 Badlands, gathering a beast. I do 3 damage plus 2, which is 5, thanks to the 2 Badlands. So that's 3 more fear, and that pushes me to terror level 2. So we're looking a little bit better. In places it's still not great. So hopefully I can start cleaning it up a little bit more. I'm going to be in stage 3 now, so that's when it gets pretty dangerous. So I'm not done yet. I also have Regrow from Roots. I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see. It's the best place. I could remove the one that I just put in there, but I think I want to keep that. Maybe. No, I can use the Mesmerized Tranquility here to stop the Ravage, so I don't need to worry about removing that light. So let's do it from this land. No, there's stuff there. I'll remove it from this land. Alright, and then I also have pretty much the second level of this. How much? I have actually 4 sun, so I can push 2. Not a lot of places that's useful for, though. I do have the extra range. I think I'll add that over here. Okay. I think that's everything. Oh, nope, I have Boon of Growing Power. I'm going to go ahead and target Stone's Unyielding Defiance with that. And so it's going to get another major with that. Also gets an energy. And my choices are Tsunami, that's nice. Infinite Vitality, Paralyzing Fright, or Savage Transformation. I think I like Tsunami best. Got lots of Earth on multiple ones. I actually will be able to hit the kicker on Paralyzing Fright, which is nice. So that'll push me towards a Fear Victory, but Tsunami, I don't really have many Sacred Sites, actually. And I'm probably not going to build many. So I just have the one up there, which is fine, because I can reach a couple of lands. So let's go Paralyzing Fright. Infinite Vitality is also not bad, actually, because I can, I mean, I have the kicker automatically. Send 100 Nord damage and destruction effects, remove 1 blight from target or adjacent land. And start cleaning up the blight, which is nice. So I'm going to have to go into that land, which is fine. So I won't have a useful Sacred Site. Infinite Vitality is pretty good. And I think I'll go Paralyzing Fright, since it's basically a fear card each time I use it. And I will forget let's see, that one's not bad to combo with Keeper. But I want Stubborn Solidarity still. Okay. Let's go with Plow, Shatter on Rocky Ground. I'll just forget that one. Forgetting all my my innate cards. Alright. Alright, now I'm good. I'll go ahead and discard. And then move to a new turn. So I think I'm going to take 1 lost condition Blight from Habsburg, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Oh wait, why am I mixing these all up? Okay, discard. I'm good for a new turn. Alrighty. So I want to use Paralyzing Fright. Paralyzing Flight. Let's go Paralyzing Fright. I'm gonna Fright. I'm gonna reclaim Stubborn Solidarity again. And Paralyzing Fright. And as for my play here, I get to start going from top, which is neat. Let's go gain a power card and add a presence at a range 1. So the range 1 is going to be in there. That's fine. And what power card do I want? Major or minor? Let's go major again. I'm going to get a minor next turn, so that is fine. Manifest Incarnation. Oof, that's nice. Transform into a Murderous Darkness. Pretty good. I think I like Manifest Incarnation. that I love any of these cards, honestly. Manifest Incarnation's a lot of fear, though. And I could potentially have Blight come from the box for that. So let me take that. And I'll forget, let's see, just so I can put off a reclaim even more, I'll go ahead and forget the Wounded Wild turns on its assailants out of my discard. But I am still going to play Paralyzing Fright and Stubborn Solidarity. Not Manifest Incarnation, not yet. I get 3 energy just from presence. I'll pay for those cards. And then move on to Keeper. So Keeper, I've only got 2 cards left. I think it's another reclaim. Gets me 1 energy. And it might be time to gain a major. It's a little expensive for me to go for growth 4. But I think I have the energy for it. So let's go growth 4. My presence to a land without blight. My options for that are getting a little bit limited, but that's okay. So I'll go into here and pay 3 energy and get a major. Okay, so I've got Unlock the Gates of Deepest Power. That's a good one. Instruments of Their Own Ruin. It's always fun. Sweep into the Sea and Power Storm. Power Storm and Paralyzing Fright is 2 fear cards, so that's good. Unfortunately, I only have 1 Sacred Site, so I can't really skip many useful lands with that. But just getting 2 fear cards is nice. Does have fire, which is good. Instruments of Their Own Ruin also has fire, and I would probably be able to hit the kicker for that. It's only 1 range from a Sacred Site. Oof, that's actually not bad. Okay, okay. I think I'm going to do that. Instruments of Their Own Ruin. I'll go ahead and forget Infested Aquifers. Hasn't really been that useful for me. And that means instead of Stubborn Solidarity, I'm going to play something else. I could play Manifest Incarnation. I won't be able to get the kicker for it. I think just Jagged Shards push up from the earth. I don't really have a great place to use Manifest Incarnation yet. But next turn I will. Potentially. Okay. Yeah, that's the play. Okay, so that, with Keeper, I want to hit the kicker for Instruments of Their Own Ruin. That's my goal. I get 5 energy from my presence tracks. 4 of which is going to Instruments of Their Own Ruin. So I've got a sun from tracks, so I need a sun, animal, and I need 2 sun, a fire, and an animal. So let's go Towering Wrath. There's 1 sun, and my fire. Mesmerized Tranquility is going to be my animal, and I just need 1 more sun, and I've got it. So let's see. Favor, I don't need to use. So I'll probably do Boon of Growing Power again. And regrow from roots, and I'll keep trying to get some of the blade off the island. So, expensive turn, but that's okay. And that should be good. So I have 4 sun, 2 fire, 2... yep, so I have the kicker for Instruments of Their Own Ruin, and I have the 2nd level, Punish Those Who Trespass. Yeah, not the 3rd level. Okay. But that's pretty good. Okay, so I can't split the damage. That's okay, though. I'll be able to use it there. Cool. I think I'm all set. Alright, so let's go into fast powers. With my fast powers here, I'm going to use Instruments of Their Own Ruin in this land. So let's go ahead and do, if invaders ravage and target land, they damage invaders in adjacent lands instead of Dahan the land. Dahan target land, do not fight back. So that'll be cool. Then I have Mesmerized Tranquility. I'm going to use in here. Invaders do -1 damage, and it is isolated. And the rest of my powers are slow. With Stone's Unyielding Defiance, I'm going to use Paralyzing Fright up on this land here. I use my any element for a leaf, for an air, which means I have the kicker, so that's 8 fear. So that's just a fear card. And invaders are skipping all actions in that land this turn. Then I have the 2nd level of Hold the Island Fast with a Bulwark of Will, so it's just 1 energy to add Blight from the box. And I have the 2nd level of Let Them Break Themselves Against the Stone, which I'll be using in this land here. Okay. Good to go. Event. Depleted Soil. In lands with, oh, that's not good. With towns and cities, it takes only 1 damage to add Blight. Oh, that hurts me right there, but that's okay. Beasts chase off the... Oh, I'll keep that nearby so I know. Beasts chase off the homesteaders, push up to... On each board, push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beasts. Well, I'll let them do more damage in here. It's fine. And then Careful Defense when invaders ravage. If the land has Dahan, defend 2. Doesn't matter. Okay. Keep that nearby. 3 Terra level 2 cards. First is Beset by Many Troubles. Alright, so in each land with Badlands, all those tokens, or adjacent to 3 or more such tokens, defend 5. That's fine. And let's see, is this adjacent to 3 or more? 1, 2, 3, yes. So defended 5 in this land. That's going to help me out a lot. And then, yeah, so that's Beset by Many Troubles. Sense of Dread. On each board, remove 1 explorer or town from a land not matching a Ravage card. Or excuse me, from a land matching a Ravage card. Alright, well, I'll just remove this guy here. I don't really want to remove stuff from here because I want them to do damage, so I'll just remove an explorer. And then Theological Strife. Each player adds 1 strife in a land with presence. Each spirit gains 1 energy per sacred site they have in lands with invaders. Okay, let's add that under here. Although it's going to get destroyed anyway, so... well, not necessarily. No, it will. Okay. Well, I could do either of them, really. No, that one's definitely getting destroyed. What am I talking about? So let's do it in there. And here, do it on this city. Okay. And each bear gains 1 energy per sacred site they have in lands with invaders. So 1, 2, just 2. Alright, I'm getting there. Still ways away from terror level 3. But a lot of stuff's going to be dying this turn, so I think it'll be okay. So they're going to go ahead and ravage in the jungles. So right here, playing 1 energy, so that white comes from the box. They're doing, let's see, 8, 10, 11, 12 damage, so I'm reflecting 6 back, plus 2, so reflecting 8 back, which means I can destroy all of those towns for 4 fear. Pretty good. Then this one's empty. This one will go ahead and ravage. There are no adjacent towns weirdly enough, so they don't get the extra 2 damage. But they're doing, let's see, 4, 5, 8 damage. But I can do that to adjacent lands. And because I have punished those who trespass for this land, I'm going to do it all here and do, what would be 8 damage to this land. So that stops that build. It's 2 fear. I can kill one of these explorers as well. Okay, and that was my ravage. So let's remove some of those markers before I forget. Next is going to be the builds. They're going to build in sands. So skipping actions up there. They'll build a town in here. They'll build there. Build town there. Migrate. Board land order. So let's go ahead and let's see. There's no blight there, so I'll do it from there. Up here, I don't think the migrate gets skipped because it's not an action really. So that still comes in. And then here, I'll pull from there. Okay. And then explore in mountains and jungles. Okay, that's the explore. Alright, so I got that done. There's a lot of white on this board. I'm going to start cleaning some of it up. Let's see, I'm in the slow phase. I'm going to add a Badlands with Jagged Shards push from the earth. Let's do that in here. This land is too small. And I'll push those 2 to Han somewhere else. Let's push them into there. Okay. And then with Keeper, I have Towering Wrath. So let's see how I want to do this. So first of all, let me do Punish Those Who Trespass. This is going to be 2 damage, plus I have 3 pairs of Sun and Leaf. So it's going to be 5 damage. So I can kill a city and town there. That's 3 fear. And then Towering Wrath. I could just empty out that land. It's probably worth it. So I'll do 4 damage here. And that gets me 3 fear. 2 from the card and 2 from destruction. And then I have, or 1 from destruction. And then I have Regrow from Roots. I kind of want to keep that blight there just so I can kill the towns that get added. So let me remove this one. Same with the one up there. Although, I have a presence in that land, so that might be better. So let's remove this one instead. Okay. So then I also have Spreading Wilds. Let's see, I have the highest level of that, so it has an extra 2 range. I will spread wilds. Not a lot of places without blight anymore. I can put it up here. Yeah, sure. Nah, I'll just do it in here. Okay. Alright, discard. Oops. Breaking the island apart. I'm going to reset everything, and I'm going back to growth. So now it's going to be a turn for Manifesting Incarnation, probably. And I can still do Paralyzing Freight. So let's go ahead. I want to add my presence into this land, I'm pretty sure. And probably get the energy. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this. I'll do growth 2. Gets me 3 energy. Add in here. Make it more obvious that this is a sacred site. And then I get a miner because I unearthed it. So let me figure out which miner that I want. Growth through sacrifice, a little late for that. Thriving Choke Fungus, it's one of my favorite named cards. This Shore Seethes with Hatred is pretty good, and Tormenting Rotflies. I think I want the Shore Seethes with Hatred, so let's get that one. Thriving Choke Fungus, also not bad this game. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and gain 3 energy from my tracks. Let me do that in ones. And then I can reclaim, and I'll reclaim Paralyzing Freight. And I will play Paralyzing Freight. I don't need to worry about, well, this Ravage kind of, but I can skip it. So yeah, let's do Manifest Incarnation maybe? Well, let's see, I'm going to be reflecting damage there, so Manifest Incarnation, I don't really have a place for it, do I? Are they going to build a city anywhere? I don't think so. No, nope, not there. So will I even have a land target with this? I might not. I might save the energy for that. I don't know. And just gonna do these instead. Although Stubborn Solidarity doesn't really do much either. So maybe I'll, instead of reclaiming, no, I reclaimed Paralyzing Freight. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Let's see. Defend's probably not going to be too useful. You know, I could have put this presence in here instead. I think I'll do that. And that would have been from Keeper's last turn with Spreading Wilds. I haven't gotten any new information. Well, I guess I have from the minor powers, but I don't think that would have... Well, I guess it has new information, so yeah, I'll take it back. Not gonna make any changes now that I've seen new stuff. So yeah, not really the best turn, actually. I want to try to force through Manifest Incarnation? Maybe I do. Yeah, let's try it. Okay. Going with that. I think it'll be fine. Expensive turn, but I only need 1 energy. Okay. And then with Keeper, probably gonna have to reclaim again. Yeah, I'll reclaim again. Gets me 1 energy. And it's a little too expensive. I would like to get another card, but it's a little too expensive for that. So let's go with just adding 1 presence. I'll do it over here. That gets me 1 energy, and I get 5 from the tracks. And I think that'll be pretty good. I'll be able to do a lot of damage to the invaders that are coming in. So yeah, that's fine. Well, let's go ahead and figure this out. So I think I want to do Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark, Towering Wrath, Instruments of Their Own Ruin still, Regrow from Roots. I don't need to isolate this turn, so I'll do Boon of Growing Power. And let's see if I can actually afford all of this. So that, just barely. Okay. At least I'll have 7 energy per turn next turn. So that was that. And I'll have the kicker for Instruments of Their Own Ruin again. But I don't think I'm going to use the kicker for that. Nope, no, I don't have a kicker. I don't need it, so that's fine. I kind of know what I'm doing. Okay. Let's level the city there, and that's okay. Okay, cool. Yep, that's the play with Keeper. That's the play with Stone, so I go into the fast phase. So my fast powers here. I'm going to use Instruments of Their Own Ruin on this land. I'm going to add a Strife under the city, and then each invader with Strife deals damage to other invaders in target land. Because there's a Badlands, that city is going to be doing 4 damage rather than 3, which means it can kill 2 towns. And that gets me 2 fear. Then I have Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark. Let me go ahead and defend this 4 and get a fear, which gets me another fear card. Getting oh so close, three fear cards away. That'll be too soon. And that's defended 4, and I can push this somewhere else. Now let's go ahead and push it. If I push it in here, it'll make that easier to deal with, but I don't know that I want to do that. That's a little risky. So let's go ahead and just throw that into that land. And I will figure out what to do about that later. Okay, yep, that's fine. So that's Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark. The rest of Keeper's powers are slow, so I'm going to go into Stone's Unyielding Defiance powers. So Stone has a couple fast powers. I'm going to use... I don't remember what that was from. But I'm going to use Paralyzing Fright up there. With my any element, I have the kicker. So that's 8 fear. Gets me another fear card. And I'm 2 fear cards away from Terror level 3, which is going to be my win condition. There are not a lot of cities left on the board. So I'm hoping that I can clear the remaining cities out. Only 3 left. Yeah, so that's going to be what I'm going for. So that was Paralyzing Fright. I have Hold Fast with the Bulwark of Will, the highest level, using that on myself. And Let Them Break Themselves Against the Stones. I have the 2nd level, and I'm going to use that in here. means I probably won't get the Manifest Incarnation. How much damage are they going to be doing? Not as much as you'd think. So they'll be doing 5, 6, 7 damage there. So 3, 5. Good. I can keep the city alive and not worry about it. Okay. And even if it cascades, that's fine. Oh no, it won't. Awesome. So yeah, that'll be perfect there. Yes, perfect. Okay. So that's that. So I'm all set. So I'm going to use let them break themselves against the stone here as well. Okay. So going into an event, I have, let's say I'm on terror level 2, so Terror breeds aggression. For every 2 fear cards currently in the earned fear cards pile, invaders do +1 damage per land when ravaging. That's fine. And then Beast Multiply. On each board, add 1, which is barely fine though. On each board, add 1 beast to a land adjacent to beasts, and then destroy 1 Dahan in a land with beasts. I don't love that. I want my Dahan. My score's not going to be great this game otherwise. There's so much blight on the island. So let's see. I can add a beast in there. Oh no, that puts it in a land with Dahan. I don't want that. So let's put it in there. And then I don't have any beasts over on this board, so although actually this one's adjacent to beasts, so I got a beast there. Now, makes me wish I had left the Wounded Wild turned on its assailants back, but that's okay. So that's that. And Coordinated Defense when invaders ravage if the land has both Dahan and Presence. Defend 5. Doesn't matter. 3 Terror level 2 fear cards. First one, Immigration Slows. Skip the next normal build. Build card remains in place instead of shifting right, left. And I'll shift right. And then Flee the Pestilent Land. Each player removes up to 3 health and invaders from a land with disease, or one explorer from an inland land. I think with these cards I'm going to be able to win in the fast phase next turn, but playing it out. Each player removes up to 3 health and invaders from a land with disease, or 1 explorer from the inland land. There's no disease, so it's just 1 explorer from an inland land. Skipping the build, so I don't have to worry about that anyway, but I'll just remove these 2 guys. And Emigration Accelerates. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a coastal land. Sure. Let's see. Well, I guess I can get rid of that, just to stop the Ravage. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, but that's fine. And keep those there. Get rid of that one. Actually, keep that there and move this guy instead. Okay. Alright, then I go to the Invader phase, the Ravage. So they're going to Ravage in Sands. These are both empty, so those don't matter. Up here, skipping actions, that's fine. And then right here, they're going to go ahead and Ravage. They're doing, so from these guys, they're doing 5 plus 1 because of the event, plus 2 because of the adjacent town, so they're doing 8 damage there. So I can do 6 back, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to pay 1, my 1 remaining energy, to have that come from the box. And then I'm going to do 6 damage back to them. So I'll kill both towns and the Explorer for 5. And then, because of the Badlands, I do 2 more. So leave the city with 1 health. I wanted the city to be alive for Manifest Incarnation, so that worked out perfectly. It was close to almost not. That was the Ravage. So Ravage is done. Then I go to the build, which they're skipping. And I go to an Explore in Sands and Mountains. happens there, that happens there. Okay, I'm in pretty good shape. Because the build card didn't shift, they don't do migration, I don't think, because it's after the build and they didn't build. So, no migration this turn. And then I go to slow powers. So, I've got the Shore Seethes with Hatred. That's going to go ahead and add a Badlands and a Wilds into this land and get me a Fear. Still need to generate enough Fear to get to Terra level 3 as well, but I think I'll be okay. We'll see. Let's see, my skip is gone here. That's that. I have Towering Wrath. Now for Wrath, now for Ruin. And a red Dawn. So, Towering Wrath. Unfortunately, I can't kill that. I can only do 2 damage there. Let's see, Sands and Mountains. Oof, and that doesn't have a blight in it. Interesting. Okay, well, it's a little bit weird for where I'm going to target with Towering Wrath. I guess I'll just take out the city. So that's 2 damage plus 1 from the Badlands, which is enough to kill the city. Gets me 2 Fear for the city, 2 Fear for Towering Wrath. So I am 11 Fear away from finishing this off, potentially. Manifest Incarnation. So Manifest Incarnation, I'm going to go ahead and target this land here. Does 6 Fear. So that's a Fear card. Plus 1 for each town and city, and each of my presents. So that's 3 more Fear. 9 Fear total. Remove 1 city, 1 explorer, and 1 town. And then Ravage. But there's nothing left, so no Ravage. That was Manifest Incarnation. Shore Seethes with Hatred. I still have Punish Those Who Trespass. Don't really have a great land for that, honestly. So I guess I'll just do that here. Kill that guy. Kind of useless, but that's okay. We'll stop the build next turn. And regrow from roots. Do that there. And Boon of Growing Power. I'm going to throw that onto stone. So it gets an energy. And a major power. Alright, so let's see. I have Jungle Hungers. Tigers Hunting. It's always fun. Pillar of Living Flame. And Bargains of Protection and Power. Nothing that's going to let me kill that city. However, Tigers Hunting could get there eventually. So let's go Tigers Hunting. It'll let me do a little bit of damage to the city, and that might be enough. I'll just forget my third innate, Jagged Shards Push from the Earth. Got my 1 energy, did grow from roots, spreading wilds I have left. So let's go ahead and spread my wilds into this land. Push this guy out, just push him in there. That's that. Okay. Discarding cards. There's no Ravages this turn. There is a build, but I don't think they're going to build... Well, they will build a city up there. Shit. Well, I can skip it, potentially, so that's fine. Now they'll build a city here, too. But I can destroy that in this little phase. Okay. So I've got Tigers Hunting, Stubborn Solidarity. Let's see, where do I want to go? Discard all these cards, and I'm back to Growth with Keeper as well. It's probably going to be another Reclaim with Keeper. The cards I have are pretty good, so I'm not unhappy with that. And add another Presence. Don't have a place I can make a Sacred Site, but I can go into this land. That gains me an energy. I'm up to 7 energy per turn. Okay. And with stone, I think I want to do growth 2, 3 energy. I'm going to reclaim Paralyzing Fright. Yeah. Then play Stubborn Solidarity, Paralyzing Fright, and Tigers Hunting. That's... Do I need to play Stubborn Solidarity? Probably not. They're not ravaging this turn. Might be better to save my energy. I'll just save the energy. I don't need to do that. And then with Keeper, I think I've got it. I'm going to play Sacrosanct Wilderness. May as well do Instruments of Their Own Ruin, just because it's fun. Moon of Growing Power, Favor of the Dark Elite, and Regrow from Roots. I don't think that I'm going to get to use any of those cards. I think I've got this. I should probably know for sure before I do this. Yeah, I know for sure. I've got this one in the fast phase here. So this is going to be my first win over Habsburg 6. I'll talk about that once I actually win. So I've got 1 fear card left, but I don't have much fear to go. So yeah, let's go ahead and play it out. So fast phase here, Paralyzing Fright going up in this land with the kicker again. So that's 8 more fear, pushes me to Terra level 3, and if I can get rid of this 1 city, I win. I'm going to use Tigers Hunting on this. Oh, I forgot to add a presence. Let's add my presence into that land. I actually would have gotten 1 extra energy. So Tigers Hunting going into this land, it's 2 fear. It's another fear card. It's adding a beast. I don't have any beasts to gather, but I do 1 damage per beast, which is going to be 2 thanks to the Badlands. So this city is down to 1 health. Then let's just use Instruments of Their Own Ruin somewhere just to clear things out. I'll do that over here. 3 damage, kill 3 of those explorers. And then I can use Sacrosanct Wilderness on this land, which somehow stayed unvoided, and go ahead and do 2 damage per wilds in target land. 4 damage thanks to the Badlands. That'll clear it out. And that was the last city on the board, so I win. That was a pretty good game against the Habsburg Monarchy Livestock Colony, level 6. So let me go ahead and get my score put in for this one, and then get everything cleaned up. So a couple notes from this game. First of all, Stone pretty much ruins Habsburg as an adversary. The only reason I got to Avoided Island was because of Numinous Crisis. I think I probably would have kept a healthy island without that. So yeah, stone is pretty much a hard counter to the Habsburg Monarchy. Which made it easier, because I think Keeper does struggle with them. Keeper doesn't like to have Blight out there, so the fact that there was a lot of Blight out does limit Keeper a little bit, at least in the early game. Once I got Instruments of the Ruin and got to 5 card plays and stuff, it was fine, but definitely felt a little bit more limited with Keeper than I normally do. I think this was about an hour and a half. I'll check the tape when I get there. Alright. So I had Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds. That was on board C. And I had Stone's Unyielding Defiance on board E. Like I said, I have not played Stone a lot. I think maybe twice. I think I have one game on stream on my channel of playing Stone. It's a very strong spirit, very fun. It was interesting doing bottom track Stone. I think that was pretty good against Habsburg, so it's definitely the right choice, I think. And top track would have been fine too. Alrighty, so let's see what my score was. So I only had 3 cards left in the pile there. Dahan, I lost a few. I don't think I got any events that added Dahan, unfortunately. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Net loss of 1. It's not too bad. Blight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Blight. So 11 Blight, 11 Dahan. That gives me a score of 66. Pretty good. So not bad for my first game against Habsburg 6. Playing Stone's Unyielding Defiance into Habsburg 6 makes it a lot easier, so that was good to get some practice with it. And that means that Keeper has beaten 5 of the 7 adversaries at level 6. I'm coming for 7. We've got Russia and Scotland left. I also like to add up the health of invaders that's left on the board at the end of the game, just because I keep track of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands with invaders. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 23 health worth of invaders. Okay. Alright, so not bad. So hopefully you enjoyed this. This will be the second win over a level 6 adversary that I put up on my channel, so that's exciting. I enjoy that. I'm gonna keep pushing difficulty here and doing harder and harder stuff to see if I can get through. Of course, this was a hard counter. I kind of set this match up. I'll probably be a little bit more random in the next match that I play. Yeah, it was a fun one. I really like Stone. Keeper's always fun. I think going straight bottom track Keeper after getting to 4 energy is the way to go. I used to go to 7 energy first, basically 7-2, but I think going to 4-5 instead is stronger. It just seems to be better with Keeper. Bottom track Stone is kind of cool. It's, I guess you don't play that many cards, but just from your native abilities, you're pretty strong anyway, so it's fine. I think next time I play Stone, I'll probably go back to doing top track. But the nice thing about this game was that I did not reclaim once with Stone, which was cool. I only stuck with group 2 and 3, so no reclaim Stone, going all bottom track, and it worked out fine against Keeper, or against Habsburg rather. So yeah, if you enjoyed watching this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll keep doing Spirit Island content, trying to put 1 game up a week. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, everyone.